My dad thought I was a drug dealer, and I'm gonna explain why. Okay, so this is when Jordans were hot and everything, and I forgot the number of them, but anyway, I wanted to get Jordans. So my dad got me my first pair of Air Force Ones, and I just thought I was so cool, all white, and then they start getting like tweaker Air Force One because they're all dingy and shit.
Because you wore them a lot.
I wore them all the time because my dad would always get me bullshit like Pro Wings and shit from Payless. And I had the Pro Wings that looked like the Jordans, red and black ones. And I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, I can fake it, but it ain't no swoosh on there. You can't fake that shit. I got clown. I think I got like maybe 1.5, 2 wears out of it because people were just roasting the fuck out of me.
We all knew they came from Payless.
Yeah.
And we all had Payless shoes. You weren't the only one.
It wasn't I was trying to be rich. I just like, can I have some better shoes? Give me some Pumas. I think Pumas back then was like $34, $37. Like, give me that shit. So he's like, I ain't paying no more money for no shoes like that. They're $133. And this is what Nikes were back then.
And those got very expensive then.
So I'm like, Dad, please, come on, please. So there was this brand called Buffalinos, if any of y'all remember Buffalinos. Buffalinos were like kind of like loafer looking shoes or whatever.
Like topsiders?
Kind of, but like an urban kind of look to them.
Okay.
Think about Lugs, but Lugs went too far.
Okay.
But it was kind of around that. Lugs that came in, but Buffalinos were better.
Okay.
It was a little bit more fancy. So I had some, and I would wear them to church sometimes because it was more of a casual shoe. So they weren't that expensive, but then it was okay. So I'm like kind of sneak. Hey, Dad, I really want these, man. I really want these. So he's like, I'll get you some cowboy boots. I don't want cowboy boots. What the fuck? I'm going to be stunting in cowboy boots in high school. He said,
in the middle of L.A.
Yeah. He said, look at mine. I'm like, yeah, they look pimped on my dad. They look pimp on him because he grown. I'm not grown yet. I don't need to wear that shit. Because this shit was like, I think the most expensive one he had was like $900. They were Python and shit. Like this gray Python. He just got on and he's all happy and shit. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. But anyway, back to me. So this was a time I started learning how to cut hair. Mm-hmm. So I practiced on myself first. Use a side mirror. At the first mirror, you kind of turn it back in there. You got to do that shit. So I got really good at it. So I started cutting my homie's hair. So word got around that my shit was pretty good. Tried to do a couple of little, designs and shit, but I knew that ain't my path. I'm not good at that. But I'm gonna do a good fade and a lineup, and it was great.
And how much was the fade?
So I would charge $5.
Oh wow!
$5. So I was doing it because I was practicing.
How old were you at this time?
I was 14, 15.
Okay.
So I'm practicing. So I'm like, great. I started getting real good. I raised my prices up to 10. 10, and that was cool. If I can do a couple of hair, I get my shit. Then I would barter shit. I was learning how to get my shit. So I remember, God, I wish I knew the model. But anyway, it was these Jordans. And it had that infrared orange on them. And it had the lace lock on the front. The ankle support was fucking bullshit because these are the ones I broke my ankle in trying to show off dunking. Anyways, it was later. So I'm like, all right. The price was $133, I think 47. But it was $133. Okay, and I had my money, and we went to the, was it Champs? I think it was some shoe place. And I went, and I walked up in there. And at the time, I was 14, and my shoe size was a 15. I think it was 14, 15.
You were already that shoe size at that age?
Yeah. So I'm like, I had them, and I'm like, hey, man, you got the shoes. I said, man, I already have them waiting for you, dude. You told me to hold them in the back. Yes! And it was in Carson Mall, but the mall was like a straight line. It was a small one, so we called it Carson Hall. So anyway, because it was a small mall. So I'm happy. I am ecstatic over the fucking moon. Like, yes! Motherfucker, I did this shit! So I wore them in the store a little bit. I'm strutting and shit. I'm like, oh no, I ain't wearing this outside. I gotta put duct tape on the bottom of the shoe.
Duct tape?
Because I'm trying to save the bottom of the shoe.
Okay.
So I'm home, I get them, like, yes. So I was like sneaking wear them. I didn't let my dad know I had these shoes. So I had my duct tape. I do my thing.
So you duct tape the bottom of the shoes so they don't get messed up?
They don't get messed up. Oh. But it kind of backfired because it got kind of slippery when the fucking dust got on it.
I figure.
But anyway, what I would do since we caught the bus to school. This is when I went to Banning. Mm-hmm. So we got bus to school. I didn't have to walk that much. So then I would kind of walk like this.
Oh my God.
do my thing. And then I'm like, all right, the new David Robinsons came out. So I'm like, oh shit, the Nike pumps. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get them. I saved my lunch money. I cut my hairs. When I would come home, that's when I was going, I think it was like within a week, I was going to 3 gallons of milk. I was just, because I was eating everything, because I was growing. So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get these shoes. So I saved up enough money. I got 2 pairs of David Robinsons, different colors, same style, with the white, with that concrete, with the elephant print, and the green. And then I got the black ones. And I was like, oh yeah, we this hot. So what I would do to show off, like I'm doing it, I would wear Mitch Mac shoes. Same style, but I got them in different colors to show off. So I started that shit. So when I started doing it at school, oh shit, that's hot. Other kids who had money, their parents, they start doing it. I even did my socks, the rolls and everything, like David Robinson that did all that shit. Then I would do that. I got more Jordans. So I started stacking up my shoes. And my dad didn't know about this because I was sneaking. I wore my bullshit Air Force Ones, had the other ones in the backpack because I didn't want to hear his fucking mouth. What this guy do with me, my dad thinking I'm a drug dealer, here it comes. So pagers was the big thing. You young kids, pagers. Pagers, when someone pays you, it was only a number, and then we had message, 143, hello, all that kind of sexy shit. We had that. So he's like, what the fuck? Pagers. You had to go to pay phone and you got to call. Anyway, you know, smartphones. You were a baller if you had the mobile phone in the case.
Oh my God.
You had to carry that big ass case with the batteries. So I found a pager. I'm like, yes. So I was fronting my ass off. I would have it on the side of this is when colored Levi's was a hot shit. So I had them right there. And I was like the preppy. My style was preppiness. So I had the polo. I had my colored Levi's on my top siders sometimes when I want to be real pimp, So anyway, once again, my fuck ass dad is home. I'm like, God damn, what is wrong? Why is this motherfucker home when I'm trying to do shit? So I had it. Somehow this motherfucker saw it. So we have this screen door and it had the bars, but it had this like kind of metal netting shit.
Yeah.
So you can see someone, but this motherfucker is scanning me up. So he gets me, comes through the thing, almost hits me in the face, grabs me by, I'm like, what are you doing? So I'm taller than my dad, but he's like, I'm like, what? What? God damn it. I will not allow you in my house selling drugs. I'm not selling drugs. What do you mean, Dad? Can you let me go? So he still got me hemmed up. I'm like, Dad, can I talk? Tell me, where did you get that from? Oh, fuck.
Was he actually looking down at you or was he looking up at you?
Well, he had me like this, so he's kind of looking at me like this.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, hey, well, Dad. So I'm like, oh, my pager. Yeah, the drug dealers have that. And you ain't no doctor. Dad, not only drug dealers have this shit. Dude, I'm not a drug dealer. He does not believe me. He think I'm lying. I don't have my sister there to try to step in right now. So luckily, my mom had just got off of work. She got off of work early. So she comes in. John D, what is going on? Our son's a drug dealer. He's a drug dealer. He is a drug dealer. I don't know if I need to turn him in. Turn me in for what? I said it doesn't work. It's not on. I'm fronting. It don't work.
You don't even have service.
I don't even have service. I was stunting. I'm like, oh my God. I said, Dad, I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not. I swear to God. I found it. And he didn't believe me. I said, Dad, I'm telling you, I found this shit. And he's like, what else you hiding from me? What else you hiding from me? I went in your mom went in your room and she went, I'm like, you went in my room? What? So now the shoes thing came out. How'd you get all this? So don't you lie to me, son. I swear, don't you lie to me. Don't lie to me. So I'm like, and his fingers like this. I'm like, I'm lying about what, Dad? Where'd you get them shoes from? Where? I bought them. There's about 7 pairs of shoes in there. I know they're not cheap. I bought them, Dad. They're mine. I've been saving my allowance and I've been cutting hair. Cutting hair? When? When you're gone doing your thing with the cops and at church. My dad was always at church and he's a cop, so he was working with the cops and everything with this special unit shit. I'm telling you, Dad, I've been cutting hair. How much you been charging? $10 a haircut. So now he's looking at me. You better not be lying to me. I'm not lying to you, Dad. Okay, I need a haircut. What? Oh, fuck. I didn't want to cut my dad's hair.
Clearly.
Because I'm like, Dad's all right, can you go wash your hair then? For what? If you can cut hair, you can cut anything. Dad, I didn't want to cut his hair because he got fucking S-curl shit up in his fucking hair, trying to be a pretty ass motherfucker. So I'm like, but Dad, this stuff's going to get caught in my... Fuck it, I'll do it. I just want to shut this motherfucker up, right? I cut this motherfucker hair. I do my thing. He look in the mirror. Why don't you go and get this mustache?
So you line up his mustache.
And it wasn't easy because this motherfucker had one of them big mustache.
Like it went up to his nostrils?
Yeah, it was big and thick, just rich and strong. So in the hairs you get, it was thick ass hairs too. So I'm like, I'm doing this, and I am so irritated while I'm doing it, but I need to do this to just shut this motherfucker up.
To show him that you were not a drug dealer.
So I do this. I hear my fucking sister come, and then she comes with her wife. I mean, it's her husband at the time. And they come in. Oh shit, you cutting hair? I can't tell these motherfuckers to give me my fucking money because I knew my fucking dad, cheap ass, ain't gonna give me no fucking money, not less alone tip. Shit, buy me a dinner or something, but he ain't gonna do this shit. Then my sister's brother, husband comes in. He wants his haircut, and he got the S-curl shit. And I'm like, God, y'all ain't washing your fucking... So it makes it harder to cut the hair. So anyway, my dad finally, it's not bad. I might as well start getting my hair cut by you. Bitch ass motherfucker. That's not what I said because I used to use an N-word back then. I was like, bitch ass nigga. I was pissed. I was in my fucking feelings. I'm like, all right. But it got him off my ass. And I'm like, yo, Dad, I'm not a drug dealer, dude. I found the pager. I'm fronting. It doesn't work. I've been saving my lunch money, and then I've been cutting hair. Oh, so I ain't got to give you lunch money. Come on, man. And I said that. What? I'm glad you like your haircut, Dad. And I wanted to slam the door, but I was like...
You said that? You said that?
Hey, Dad, what's up? Why you got the door closed? Yeah.
How much was a haircut outside? Like regular, if you had to go to the barbershop?
Yeah, it was around $10. Not this bullshit you paying now. 40, sometimes 60. Yeah, it wasn't like it is now. It was $10 for a fucking cut. Them days are gone.
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 Long gone.